Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Exclusive Tyronn Lue on John Wall, Kawhi Leonard, Warriors championship, and Clippers title hopes. Los Angeles Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue hopped off a plane in Paris eager to knock a few things off his list. First, he wanted to work out newly re-signed Nicolas Batum, who had been in France training as the national team prepares for the FIBA Basketball World Cup European qualifiers. Second, Lue wanted to get his travel on. I'll probably go to Paris, see Nico, work Nico out a little bit, and then just stay on that side a little bit. Just try to travel and see if I like it and experience something new. Lue notified Clutch Points prior to his Europe visit. Tyronn Lue and Nicolas Batum have developed a bit of a bond over the last couple of years. Batum arrived to the Clippers with little hope left for his career, but has seen a resurgence and a renewed love for the game of basketball. Tyronn Lue saved my life, Batum said in an interview back in May. I'm with the Clippers until they boot me out. Tyronn Lue saved me. Whenever you have a player speak on you like that, it's a great feeling because that's what it's all about, Lue told Clutch Points. It's about the players and trying to get the best out of players. A lot of times the players bring the best out of a coach as well. For Nico, a guy who has been in this league for a long time and a great veteran player, just to have him say those words, it just means a lot to me because of what I'm trying to establish with the Clippers and where I come from, and just be able to continue to try to be better and get better every year. That relationship between Tyronn Lue and his players, especially anyone who has come through the LA Clippers organization, is exactly what the team is banking on this year when they'll be in a prime position to compete for an NBA championship. There's an unquestionable amount of depth on this Clipper team, a kind that's rarely seen in today's NBA. The front office, led by Lawrence Frank, has navigated its way into the best roster in franchise history. Now it's up to the coaching staff to make it work, whether some guys play and others don't. You just got to be honest with the guys, Lue told Clutch Points in an exclusive offseason interview. Everybody's not going to play, and we understand that. Guys have to stay ready, continue to get their work in, but also just faced with the injuries that we've had over the seasons. We need our depth, and so knock on wood that we're able to go through the season without any significant injuries. That would put guys out for the season. But we need our depth. We know guys are getting older, so we're going to rest guys a lot of games and making sure we're feeling good going down the stretch, getting ready for the playoffs. The Clippers re-signed Robert Covington before free agency kicked off and inked Nicolas Batum to a deal as soon as they possibly could. They also reached an agreement with free agent point guard John Wall, who Lue is excited to have. He's just a great addition for us. I think a guy who can push the pace, get guys easy shots, get downhill, attack, get to the free throw line. I think him and Reggie complement each other a lot, just both of them being able to do different things. When you get a guy who's been a perennial all-star, a max player, you get a chance to get a guy like that, you definitely have to do that. We're excited about it. The question marks surrounding John Wall will remain until he gets on the floor and proves that he's once again in good health. The 10-year NBA veteran is coming off of a season in which he did not play a single game, despite pleading that he was healthy enough to do so. In the last 3 seasons, Wall has played just 40 NBA games, with help claiming half of the absences and the Rockets youth movement claiming the other. Tyronn Lue has heard the apprehension regarding John Wall and his durability, but he isn't the least bit concerned. In fact, he's using his own experiences with one Nicolas Batum as his prime example. I viewed it like Nico played 40 games in 3 years too, Lue said when told of the 40 games in 3 years stat for Wall. And the job Nico's done for us the last 2 seasons has been phenomenal. Nicolas Batum joined the Clippers coming from a similar situation with the Charlotte Hornets. Concerns about injuries, athleticism, and ability were overblown then, and Lue is confident Wall has a lot left in the tank as well. John is healthy. We've seen him playing 5-on-5 individual workouts. He feels good. We just got to do a good job of just making sure we're taking care of his body and making sure we keep him healthy. As far as the starting position and whether that will go to Wall or the returning Reggie Jackson, Lou confirmed that it'll be decided at training camp. It's going to be open competition between him and Reggie and just kind of see what makes sense. Who fits right with the first unit, who fits right with the second unit, and then you know how I close games. Whoever is playing the best is going to finish the game. They're both on the same page. They understand that both of them are great players, and so whichever one makes sense for our team to be successful, that's what we're going to go with. The offseason wasn't a complete win despite the 3 additions. Isaiah Hartenstein, who was marvelous for the Clippers last season, agreed to a deal with the New York Knicks not long into free agency. The deal with the New York was more than anything the Clippers could have offered, so it was a no-brainer for the big man to depart LA. Hartenstein bounced around the league for a few years with the Houston Rockets, Denver Nuggets, and Cleveland Cavaliers before finding his footing in Los Angeles. Under Lou, Isaiah Hartenstein averaged career highs in minutes, points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. At one point in March, Hartenstein said Lou was the best coach I ever played for. Lou, whose job isn't just to be a head coach, but also to be a mentor, doesn't necessarily see the departure of Hartenstein as a complete loss for the organization. It was a big loss, but also a big win, Lou proudly affirmed. I just think when you get a guy like Hartenstein, who bounced around a couple teams, was a minimum player, and then he comes into our team and plays great all year long, gets a chance to make $8 million a year in New York, that's a win for us as well. It just shows that we're able to take guys and bring the best out of their talent and who they are as a player, so I'm very happy for him. Hartenstein's number one choice was to remain with the Clippers, but when the Knicks came calling, the opportunity was something he simply couldn't turn down. As for Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers head coach said he has been doing well. The 2-time NBA Finals MVP has visibly bulked up his lower body. Following ACL surgery in July 2021, he has been conducting most of his workouts in San Diego with members of the Clippers training staff there with him to monitor his progress. He also hosted a mini camp with some of his teammates in San Diego and was also seen in a group workout at UC Santa Barbara last month as well. While he wouldn't divulge any details on it, Lou confirmed that the Clippers will have a stringent plan in place not only for Leonard but for Paul George, Nicholas Batum, and John Wall as well. With the league's 2022-23 schedule set to be released in the coming days, the team staff will have its hands full constructing the best plan to keep everyone's workload balanced. It's still unclear how much Leonard is doing at the moment as far as taking contact or cutting at a speed close to 100%. The lateral movements and agility drills are likely among the final stages in Leonard's recovery. When asked if Leonard would be ready for the start of the season, Tyronn Lue remained non-committal. I don't know, Lou chuckled. When the LA Clippers extended their streak of consecutive winning seasons to 11 last year, it was deemed a successful year. Kawhi Leonard missed all season, Paul George played just 31 games, and head coach Tyronn Lue was forced into one of the most difficult coaching situations for a team chasing an NBA championship. The 2021-22 NBA season marked the first time in Lue's 6-year head coaching career that he failed to reach the conference finals of the NBA playoffs. He has been so used to coaching well into May and June that an offseason beginning in April provided him with a much different perspective. He didn't watch as many playoff games as some would expect, saying it hurt watching from afar. In addition to that, he also saw ways to exploit some teams' weaknesses while also seeing opposing teams use schemes similar to his own against certain teams. Lue did catch the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and Boston Celtics. The postseason, capped off by the 6-game championship round, left Lue feeling confident about his team. It further contributes to his belief that they'll have a serious opportunity to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy in June 2023. We stacked up with the best, Lue said. If we're healthy, we're one of the best teams in the league, and we're going to be one of the teams that's going to have a real shot at winning the championship. Our main thing has been health over the last couple seasons, and just getting everybody back now, hoping we all can stay healthy, but we definitely match up right there at the top with the teams that can win a championship. And I agree with him. Tyronn Lue is absolutely correct. Like, if you look at them the year before last, this past season, if Kawhi didn't get hurt, they were going to win it all. The Bucks would not have beaten the Clippers. Clippers were too deep, too long. They had the people and the right pieces to handle a Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, here's another thing. The health is, John Wall, everyone is like, man, this was bad. And it's really not a bad move because they still have depth. John Wall, they don't have to pay that much to. He's a minimum, I believe. And they, he'll be good for them. But people ought to ask themselves, who will compete with this team if they're healthy? And that's what I'm saying. I said it early this morning or last night and early this morning on the StreamYard. If the Clippers stay healthy, they will beat everybody. To me, the Clippers remind me of the Golden State team that won the first championship. They had that bench. This team has a bench. They have a starting five. I mean, these guys are ready. Like, seriously, these guys are ready. They're ready to take it to another level, and I believe they will beat them. Golden State, like I said, Golden State's going to have to deal with the Draymond situation. They're not going to give him the max deal. Plus, I believe the Clippers have the defensive team and length and body to match up with the Mavericks, with the Warriors, with anybody. I believe they will be tough. And the Clippers, the past 11 to 12, 13 seasons, they have been developing their talent. They've been doing what they're supposed to do. Now, they're never going to be a LA town. That's why that's why they're going to move to the Forum. So they can have their fans there, and then LA can keep their Staples Center, which I don't know what it's called now. They didn't switch the name, but like I said, the Clippers are going to be dangerous this year, and I agree with Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue, to me, should have got Coach of the Year last year because he didn't have none of his guys. He didn't have his top two stars, and look what he did. Almost got him into the game. Almost got him to the championship. To the first round. So, thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, go to the description box. Hit that link to my Cash App. That'll take you. You can donate whatever your heart's desire when you hit that link to my Cash App. If we have a live or a premiere video, you guys can also super chat. Now, if you watch the video on its playback and didn't have a chance to super chat or hit the Cash App, make sure you leave a super thanks. That shows your support for the page, and that helps the page grow. When you guys donate and when you guys hit the like button and share it and you subscribe, that helps the page continue to be at the top of your search engines. So, thank y'all for listening. I'm out. Deezy.